pleasure and honor to be here at Virginia Tech today to formally accept the position of Director of Athletics. I'd like to express my deepest appreciation to Dr. Steger, Dr. Sands, and the 12-member search committee led by Dr. Smoot for this opportunity. Thank you. To begin, I'd like to introduce my family to the Hokie family. With me today is my wife Kelly and our 3 sons, Andrew, Brett, and Eli, here in the front row. And in this business, you have a lot of things that come at you from a lot of different sides. And my faith and my family are my foundation. And I'm glad you're here. I love you guys. My mom is also here from Harrisonburg, Virginia. My sister is here who lives in Roanoke. Her name is Jenny. My dad, Brad, and his wife, Mary, are here, and they live in Concord, which is between Appomattox and Lynchburg. It's good to be back home again in Virginia. When those closest to me, my family, my mentors, would ask, Whit, if you could pick one place in the country, one place, your top place in the country to be the Director of Athletics, where would it be? That answer has been and is Virginia Tech. I'm humbled and blessed. Today is a dream come true. Virginia Tech was extremely appealing to me, primarily because of 2 reasons: fit and opportunity. My Virginia heritage, I'm a 5th generation Virginia, certainly helps with fit and understanding the culture, and coming home is a very big component, but it's more than that. It's also the opportunity to compete against the best and to join a championship caliber program that is and will continue to be a leader in the ACC, both athletically and academically. Although I did not attend Virginia Tech, I've been on campus numerous times over the course of the past 4 decades. I've witnessed and experienced firsthand the impressive and dynamic growth and upward trajectory of Tech during that time. In the 70s, my first ever visit to VPI was in the role of bat boy for my dad's baseball teams at JMU. And the field was down there behind the Coliseum. And today, when I walked in my office for the first time, my office window overlooks that very field, which is now the football practice field. But to come that far from the 70s, it was just surreal. In the early 80s, I came to campus with friends whose parents were Tech supporters, and I attended games here. I saw Bruce Smith play in Lane Stadium. I watched Del Curry from Fort Defiance High School play basketball in the Coliseum, and all of that made a big impression on me early on. Like many of you, my first exposure to Virginia Tech occurred as a result of attending athletic contests. Athletics is also referred to as the front porch of the university for this very reason. Many of those first-time attendees and visitors later go on to become Virginia Tech students, fans, donors, and in this case, athletic director. In the late 80s and early 90s, I experienced Virginia Tech through the eyes of a student athlete playing baseball for JMU. I was an average player at best and didn't play full-time until my senior year. I do believe I played in one of the first games ever at English Field, and as I recall, I went 0 for 3 or 0 for 4 that game. I proved the old adage or joke true that the Latin translation of the words athletic director really means you couldn't play a lick and you sure can't coach. No matter my level of success on the field, however, I'm a product of the student-athlete experience and the life lessons that it teaches. Ultimately, the chance to give back to that student-athlete experience and to embody the Virginia Tech motto so that I may serve is what attracted me to this industry, and I love it. In the late 90s and 2000s, I was on campus again and experienced it through the eyes of an athletic administrator. First while at Auburn, studying the structure of the Hokie Club, and later at West Virginia University. I remember vividly being on the field. Virginia Tech beat West Virginia 19-13 in 2004. It was the loudest football environment I'd ever been in. Lane Stadium and its passionate and loyal fans had certainly come a long way since those days of the 70s and 80s. Virginia Tech was definitely on the rise and still is. I've driven through campus a couple of times since then when I'm traveling through, always impressed with the national brand that has become and is Virginia Tech. I will work tirelessly to represent that brand and all that it stands for, and to represent Hokie Nation in a manner of which you all can be proud. I can appreciate the heritage and traditions of what makes Virginia Tech so special. We will respect those traditions while also working to build a culture of continuous improvement dynamic growth. Now is certainly not the time to fall back or plateau. It will take all of us, all of the Hokie family, pulling in the same direction to accomplish that. I'm confident we can do it together, keep achieving, keep improving together. Every university and athletic department has its own culture, strengths, and ways of doing things. But some basic purposes or guiding principles are constant. And 4 of those, very briefly, that we will abide by during my tenure are as follows. We will align with the mission and core values of the university. We will be one with higher education, not separate from it. We will support the academic mission of the university wholeheartedly. That's 1. 2 is we will have a commitment to comprehensive excellence. Excellence can be defined as to rise up or surpass. We will aspire to this benchmark of excellence, to rise up and surpass, to be excellent in all that we do, compliance, academics, competition, and more. We will respect our opponent but fear no one. We will compete very hard for that logo on our chest. We will win with grace, lose with dignity, and represent Virginia Tech with class in all that we do. Thirdly, we will center our focus on the student-athlete experience. Their safety, health, and well-being will be first and foremost. After all, we're entrusted with the care of someone's sons and daughters. They will be trained and coached and educated by the best. We will strive to create an environment for our 548 student-athletes to be successful in all facets, developing the leaders of tomorrow. 4th, we will engage the community. We will engage our campus community, our local community, the Virginia community, and beyond. We will invite them into a relationship with us that is meaningful. We will ask them to invest. We will have arms wide enough to welcome them all. And we will engage the community with a single-minded proposition of this, that we will create memorable experiences that only Virginia Tech can offer. So in summary, moving forward, we will align our department with the university's mission and core values, have a commitment to comprehensive excellence in all that we do, center our focus on the student-athlete experience, and engage the community with a single-minded proposition of creating memorable experiences that only Virginia Tech can offer.